Many years ago, this place would be filled with the sounds of horses trampling the grounds and people cheering on their favorites in the many races that were held right here. Today, it is a monument to our national heroes and more. We'll have more history on this property in our show. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and you're watching Jamaica Magazine.
Aged 9 to 12 enter the essay competition. Write 500 words on the topic, how has Jamaican music contributed to the country's growth and development?
All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
Prizes and surprises await you in the 2018 Jamaica Information Service Heritage Competition.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, October 11. Government has divested the operation of the Manley International Airport, NMIA, to Mexican company Grupo Aeroportuario del Pacifico, GAP. The Airports Authority of Jamaica, AAJ, which owns the NMIA, signed a 25-year concession agreement with GAP executives in a ceremony at Jamaica House on Wednesday. At the signing, Prime Minister Andrew Holness stressed that the state retained ownership of the asset but needed such an agreement to ensure there was specialized management of the airport.
But allowing the competent skills to take over the asset, to manage the asset, and to take the risk unlocks a new world of opportunity for our airport. Now we can possibly take in more flights. Well, definitely you will have to take in more flights.
GAP was announced as the provisional preferred bidder on September 11. Commercial close of the agreement is expected in the third quarter of the 2018-2019 financial year or by December. Grupo Aeroportuario del Pacifico will be investing a minimum of $110 million. Transport and Mining Minister Robert Montego says that under the terms of the concession agreement, government will receive a guaranteed percentage of the gross revenues earned at the NMIA.
GAP will be responsible for operating and maintaining the airport, improving the efficiency of both land and airside operations, and financing and completing the planned modernization program. This will include an agreed capital works program to be completed within the first 36 months of the concession agreement, aimed at expanding and upgrading the facilities at the airport.
Minister Montego says GAP has committed to using Jamaican businesses, suppliers, and contractors in this venture. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade is moving to address the perceptions held by persons in the global community about crime in Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says local enhanced security measures are part of changing any negative perspectives.
I believe that this is an opportunity to show that Jamaica as a civilization can give its security forces the authority and the power to use force within the context of the law and the respect for human rights, whilst at the same time having an impact on reducing crime. And that's a powerful message to counter the negatives that have been spread about law enforcement in Jamaica.
Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith says this is her ministry's #1 priority as it moves to bolster support for businesses and enhance brand Jamaica. Senator Johnson-Smith and Prime Minister Holness were addressing a conference of the local executive management heads of mission and consular posts held at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel on Tuesday. Holland Estate in St. Elizabeth has been identified as the location for the agro-economic zone development planned for that parish. Minister without portfolio in the Agriculture Ministry, J.C. Hutchinson, made the announcement at the recent handing over of the expanded Middlesex Infant School. He said the 2,400-acre Holland Estate would accommodate farms as well as packaging and processing facilities. Under the project, lands will become available to small and large farmers in either June or July of next year. The agroeconomic zone will replace sugarcane operations by J. Ray & Nephew Limited at the estate. Residents of Kingston Town and its environs are now enjoying advanced technology installed at their improved health center. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton opened the upgraded health center on Wednesday. The Type 2 Health Center, which serves about 1,000 clients monthly, is being used to pilot the use of telemedicine. This program allows doctors seeing persons at the health center to connect with specialists elsewhere to assist in assessing, diagnosing, and treating patients.
We are here today with the support of technology companies like Flow, support of the specialists at university, to pilot this location between here and you in the first instance, this technology called telemedicine, and we're very proud of that.
In addition to telemedicine, the upgraded Kingston Town Health Center has expanded its offerings to include mental health services at least once a month and oral health care.
We now have a facility which will have a dentist that will provide oral care.
The Health Ministry also launched its Compassionate Care program during the facility's reopening. The top 5 finalists have been selected in the Houses of Parliament design competition. The announcement was made yesterday by board chairman of the Urban Development Corporation, which is managing the project. The architects received $2 million each.
5 finalists now have an opportunity to further refine their designs and submit 3D renderings and further details by December 18th this year. The jury will reconvene in January 2019 to deliberate once more, with the final awardees announced in February.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says with Jamaicans leading the design, government will see to it that the country has a parliament the people can be proud of. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
I love waking up every day in this country. This is where I was born and raised. I have such a passion for my country, and for me, this is home. In Jamaica, a lot of people, they look at just like beach, sea, sand, but our mountains are something to behold. It's majestic up there, and it's a different type of peace. It's a different type of lifestyle completely. I could mention many different places that are amazing, but the one thing I do love about Jamaica as well is that you can find that relaxation, you can find that chill in your backyard. Apart from it being an incredibly beautiful country, an incredibly beautiful island, we have a wonderful, wonderful culture, wonderful, vibrant, colorful people. There is definitely a realness to Jamaica. There's definitely something that no matter what keeps you in touch with reality here. Why come to Jamaica? It all comes back down to Jamaica as a whole. The food, the music, the culture, the people, the climate. Come out and meet us, come out and experience what Jamaica has to offer.
Picture this. Where Heroes now lay was once a sport and entertainment space for Jamaicans far and wide. How it has transformed is documented in this next feature.
For a century and more, you could lay bets on the finest equine legs around Kingston town. Today, it stands in honor of those who played a heroic role in the development of free, independent Jamaica. If you were living in Kingston in the late 1700s and fancied a day at the races with enough quid and an eye for the fastest horseflesh, a purse of £100 sterling could be yours for the taking. This was the Kingston Racecourse, and for over a century it was the center for horse racing in Jamaica. It's believed to have been founded in 1783 and purchased by the Kingston Council in 1818 for £985 and 10 shillings. Back then, it was part of a property called Montgomery Pen, but the more appropriate name, Kingston Racecourse, would stick with the downtown site until the dawn of the 20th century when horse racing moved uptown. Throughout the centuries, what is now the National Heroes Park has witnessed many commonplace moments and historic occasions. Jamaicans of the 19th century might have enjoyed a game of cricket, a bit of cycling, or even a traveling circus. On August 2, 1838, newly freed men and women gathered for grand festivities to mark full freedom. Half a century later, their children came out to celebrate Queen Victoria's Golden and Diamond Jubilees. And in 1891, in a building called Quebec Lodge, the Jamaican National Exhibition was staged at this site on the spot of land now occupied by the Woolmer School. In the second half of the 1900s, the Kingston Racecourse was converted into a public park and renamed the King George VI Memorial Park in honor of the British monarch. A decade after Jamaica gained its independence from Britain, 74 acres of land on the former site of the Kingston Racecourse was redesigned and officially renamed the National Heroes Park. The 7 individuals awarded the Order of National Hero now hold permanent pride of place at the park. It's a final resting place for 3 of them: Marcus Garvey, Sir Alexander Bustamante, and Norman Washington Manley. The others, George William Gordon, Nanny of the Maroons, Paul Bogle, and Sam Sharp, are immortalized in works of art. All have monuments erected in their honor. The National Heroes Park is no gloomy graveyard, but it is the burial site for such Jamaican luminaries as past Prime Ministers Michael Manley and Sir Donald Sangster. The remains of other national figures in the arts, politics, and social welfare are also interred in the park. The site also holds a mass grave for 144 elderly men and women killed in a fire at the Myers Ward of the Eventide Home for the Aged in 1980. And in 1953, the Jamaica War Memorial or Cenotaph was relocated from Church Street in downtown Kingston to the National Heroes Park. The 1.5-ton cenotaph stands in tribute to those soldiers who died during World Wars I and II. Members of the island's defense force maintain a constant vigil at the cenotaph, and on the first Sunday of every month, there is a ceremonial changing of the guard, complete with music by the Jamaica Military Band. For the 2012 Labor Day celebrations in the year of Jamaica's Golden Jubilee, the National Heroes Park was chosen as the national project. It recognized not just the heroic figures that are entombed or memorialized at the site, but also the many landmark events that continue to take place there, like the December 1976 marriage of music and politics to promote peace.
Roots people, said I see you having fun, rocking to the roots and rocker, oh island in the sun.
Coffee was introduced to Jamaica in 1728. Creighton Estate was established around 1765, and the Blue Mountain Range and the central region of Jamaica, which is the Grand Ridge of Jamaica, were the major coffee producing regions. Currently, we are fully certified under the Rainforest Alliance, and we are the very first entity in the Caribbean region to attain that certification. Now, the Blue Mountain Range of Jamaica is a microclimate of the island and has provided the perfect conditions for growing the Arabica coffee. A typical day in the Blue Mountain, the most sunlight is in the mornings from about 11:32 to 4 p.m. You know, this is the weather that we experience. This is a norm in the Blue Mountain. It's nothing unusual, you know, for the range to be covered with mist. And after sunset, the temperature basically goes below 20 degrees Celsius. So those are the perfect ingredients to develop high quality coffee. You know, the culture here is rich. We're an extremely creative, you know, set of people. In Jamaica, there's everything. If you're a nature lover, we have it. If you like the wetlands, we have it. You know, great coffee, you know, great food. You know, God has been good to us. You know, the God has been good to us. The universe has been good to us, you know, as a country. You know, and, this rock, I love it, man. I love it.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
A section of the National Heroes Park has been reserved as a permanent place of honor for our national heroes and heroines. And their monuments are erected in this area known as the Shrine. This one is in remembrance of the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley. And we take a few minutes now to look at his life and work.
In Roxborough, Manchester is a museum dedicated to telling the story of the life and work of the Right Honourable Norman Washington Manley. You will find it nestled on a hillside at the place of his birth. Once inside, you will be captivated by intriguing information on his years as a soldier, athlete, scholar, statesman, and advocate. At the museum, you can read about how Norman Manley supported the cause of the workers at the time of the labor troubles in 1938. His advocacy took on a more defined role when he rose to lead the newly formed People's National Party (PNP) in 1938 and remained as president until his retirement in 1969. Norman Washington Manley became chief minister after the 1955 election and premier in 1958, the same year Jamaica joined the West Indies Federation. A faithful supporter of the Federation, Manley put the issue to the people, holding a referendum in 1961 to decide if the country should remain in the Federation. The answer was no, and Manley arranged for Jamaica's orderly withdrawal. Manley kept himself busy with the things he was very passionate about, leaving behind an extensive legacy, such as his role in obtaining universal adult suffrage in 1944 and developing a new constitution for independent Jamaica. And so, in 1954, he led efforts to secure executive powers for elected representatives. It was also under Norman Manley's leadership that Jamaica achieved full internal self-government in 1959, a precursor to political independence that would come 3 years later. Manley's dedicated service to Jamaica earned him the Order of National Hero in 1969. Norman Manley died on September 2, 1969.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, join us in helping to make Jamaica a safer place for all. Log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
Bright tonight, how we are trying to all night till daylight.
Secondary level students enter the poster competition with digital or illustrated pieces, and tertiary level students, the photo competition is for you.
The topic for the poster and photo competition is Jamaica's music, the stage for growth and development.
All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
For additional information, visit the JS website at www.js.gov.jm. Email heritageposter, all at js.gov.jm.
A lot of information is carved on the grounds of this property, and I'm going to take a look around to learn more. But while I'm doing that, here's what you should know about the arms of Jamaica, more commonly called the coat of arms.
Moving away from the British monarchy and into self-governance, Jamaica needed to establish its own identity. And in doing so, national emblems and symbols were created that represent our history, values, goals, and who we are as a people. Among them was the arms of Jamaica, sometimes referred to as the coat of arms. There are 8 elements to this majestic symbol: the crest, supporter, shield, helmet, torse, mantling, motto, and the design. Each represent an important part of our journey as a country. Take, for example, the shield. The red cross on the white background represents the flag of England, a nod to the fact we were once under British rule. And while the pineapples, which were imported to the island, bear no relation to our indigenous fruits, 5 golden pineapples were added to give a royal or stately look. The shield is the premier component of any arms and usually appears in the center of the assemblage. Another portrayal of Jamaica's British colonial period is a helmet and mantle. They represent the royal helmet of the British monarchy and bear similar design to the royal coat of arms. Their relevance today may lie in the fact Jamaica still pledges allegiance to the Queen of England. The tenacity and strength of the people is depicted in the crocodile, a fearless spirit not deterred by obstacles, a fight to the end for progress. Referred to as the crest, the crocodile takes its place on top of the arms of Jamaica, resting on what's called the torse. The symbol of the crocodile is used by the Jamaica Defense Force as its premier cap badge, and the Bank of Jamaica also uses a crocodile as the keeper of the keys to its vault and guardian to the country's finances. One of the indigenous features of the arms takes the form of 2 of its outer components, tainos. The female taino takes her place on the right while her male counterpart appears on the left. Together they are the supporter and believed to be the first settlers of Jamaica, migrating from South America somewhere around 700 to 1000 AD. Taino were short and muscular and wore little clothes. Today, some of their practices and cultures are still in use in Jamaica. And as other nations began to settle on the island, we became a country of mixed race, which led us to accept our revised motto, out of many, one people. The arms of Jamaica is one of the oldest national arms in the world. In fact, we were the first British colony to receive our own. It was granted under the royal warrant on February 3, 1661. The arms was originally designed by William Sandcroft, who then became the Archbishop of Canterbury in 1677. There has been 3 documented changes to the arms of Jamaica in 1692, 1957, and 1962. Today, the arms of Jamaica appears on every denomination of local currency, on the passport of all citizens and all other national documents. It is a stamp, an authentication of who we are as a people, and the final seal of governmental approval.
No traffic is allowed through the 3 miles intersection of the corporate area. Motorists coming from Mandela Highway or Spanish Town Road heading towards Halfway Tree may detour along Washington Boulevard. Those heading towards the downtown Crossroad area from Spanish Town Road may travel through the communities of Waterhouse or Portmore. The 3 miles intersection and environs are being upgraded to create a seamless connection between the corporate area and St. Catherine.
It's a new beginning.
New day is dawning. It's time to arise. We are the gene of achievement and pride.
A bold new beginning. Time for action. We have the spirit to fight on. This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This is our land.
Let us make every effort to forge unity and resolve to work hard for our prosperity.
Leaving our children a legacy of hope. Breaking the shackles and smashing the yoke.
This is Jamaica.
This is Jamaica.
This is our land.
This is our
We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This
Let me hear the children say.
This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have a future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. Come on, everybody, let's sing. This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This is our land.
In closing, did you know that on August 2, 1838, grand festivities marking the end of apprenticeship and the beginning of full freedom were held here? Check out our website for more information on the National Heroes Park. And while you're online, send us your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at gis.gov.jm or tweet at JIS News. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.